The metal bars of the window cast shadows across Amara's face as she clawed at them, her screams echoing through the compound. "Let me out, somebody help me." Her voice cracked with desperation, but the only response was her mother's footsteps retreating down the corridor, fading into silence. 3 days ago, she had been free. 3 days ago, she had believed her family loved her. It had started 8 years earlier, when Amara boarded that flight from Lagos to London with nothing but a borrowed suitcase and dreams bigger than the sky. The UK wasn't kind at first. She scrubbed toilets in office buildings, worked double shifts at care homes, slept in a room she shared with 3 other Nigerian women. Every night, she'd video call home and see her mother's tired face, her younger siblings crowded around the phone, and she'd promise herself it would all be worth it. "Mama, I'm going to make it," she'd whisper into the phone. "I'm going to build us something beautiful." Her mother would smile, that same gentle smile Amara remembered from childhood. "I know you will, my daughter. We're praying for you." The years crawled by. Amara became a registered nurse, moved into her own small flat, finally started seeing her bank account grow instead of shrink. Every month, without fail, she sent money home, for her brother's school fees, for her sister's wedding, for her mother's medications, for her father's farming equipment. The requests never stopped, and Amara never said no. By her 8th year in London, she'd saved £25,000. It was everything. Every missed meal, every extra shift, every time she'd walked past a shop window wanting something for herself but choosing her family instead. And she knew exactly what to do with it. The video call connected and her mother's face filled the screen. "Mama, sit down, I have news." "What is it? Are you coming home?" "Better, I'm sending money to build our family house. A proper house, Mama. 4 bedrooms, modern kitchen, everything, no more renting, no more struggling, our own house." Her mother's hands flew to her mouth, tears streaming down her face. "Amara, my daughter, God has answered our prayers. Your father will be so happy. The whole village will see what our daughter has done." That night, Amara couldn't sleep from excitement. She transferred the money the next morning, her hands trembling as she confirmed the transaction. £25,000, gone in an instant but invested in forever. 2 weeks later, her mother sent the first photo. "Foundation is laid, my daughter. The builders are working hard." Amara zoomed in on the image, tears blurring her vision. She could see the concrete foundation, the marked boundaries of what would become their family home. She showed it to her colleagues at the hospital, pride radiating from every word. The updates came regularly, walls rising from the ground, window frames being installed, the roof taking shape. Each photo and video made Amara's heart swell. She sent more money when her mother said there were unexpected costs for better materials. She didn't hesitate, this was her legacy. But then came Chidi's call. Her younger brother's face appeared on the screen at 2 a.m. London time, his eyes darting nervously. "Sister, I need to tell you something." "Chidi, what's wrong? Is Mama okay?" "Mama is fine, but sister, about the house." The connection suddenly went dead. Amara called back immediately. 5 times, 10 times, finally her mother answered instead. "Amara, why are you calling so late? You'll wake the whole house." "Where, Chidi? He called me and—" "That boy always playing with his phone. He probably called by mistake. Go to sleep, my daughter, everything is fine here." But everything wasn't fine. Amara felt it in her bones, a cold dread that she couldn't shake. She tried calling Chidi for days, but he never answered. Then came the news that shattered everything. Her father had collapsed in the fields, heart attack, dead before the ambulance could arrive. Amara's world tilted sideways. She booked the first flight home, grief consuming her like a living thing. But beneath the grief, a small, guilty part of her whispered, "At least I'll finally see the house." The village turned out in masses for the burial. Amara stood by the grave in her black dress, watching them lower her father into the red earth, and felt utterly alone despite the crowd. Her mother wailed dramatically, supported by relatives. Her sister Grace dabbed at her eyes with a handkerchief. Her brother Chidi stood apart from everyone, staring at the ground. After the ceremony, as people milled around offering condolences, an elderly man pulled Amara aside. He was Elder Okonkwo, one of her father's closest friends. "Your father came to see me 2 weeks before he died," the elder said quietly, his weathered hand gripping her arm. "He was troubled, very troubled. He said he had something to tell you, something about the family. Your mother convinced him to wait until you visited. He said, 'Okonkwo, I cannot die with this weight on my conscience.'" "What weight? What did he mean?" The elder shook his head sadly. He died before he could tell me, but child, be careful, not everything in this family is as it seems. That night, Amara lay awake in her childhood bedroom, the elder's words circling her mind like vultures. At breakfast the next morning she announced, "Mama, I want to see the house today." Her mother's face froze for just a fraction of a second before the smile returned. "Ah, today is not good, my daughter. You're still tired from the journey and the burial. Tomorrow." "I'm not tired, Mama, I've waited so long to see it." "Tomorrow, Amara, I promise." But tomorrow came with the same excuses. The road was too muddy. There was a memorial service to plan. The builders were doing maintenance and it wasn't safe. Each excuse felt thinner than the last, and Amara's suspicion grew like a tumor. On the fourth day, she didn't ask permission. She hired a taxi and gave the driver the address her mother had provided months ago. The drive took 20 minutes through familiar red dirt roads, past farms and small compounds, until they reached a beautiful new house standing proud against the sky. Amara's heart soared. There it was, everything she'd dreamed of. She paid the driver and walked to the gate, already imagining surprising her mother with stories of her secret visit. She knocked on the gate, and a middle-aged woman appeared. "Good afternoon, Ma," Amara said brightly. "I'm just here to see." "Can I help you?" the woman asked, suspicious. "This is my family's house, my mother." The woman's face hardened. "Your family's house? We built this house ourselves 2 years ago. My husband and I don't know what game you're playing, but this is our home." The world tilted. Amara's vision blurred at the edges. 2 years, but my mother sent me photos. Videos of the construction. Perhaps she sent you photos of our construction. Many people came to take pictures when we were building. Now please leave before I call my husband. Amara stumbled backward, her mind refusing to process what she'd just heard. She walked for nearly an hour before finding another taxi, her phone clutched in her shaking hand, pulling up every photo her mother had sent. The same house, the same design, the same everything. They had lied. For 6 months they had lied. She burst into the compound like a storm. Her mother was in the kitchen, humming to herself. The humming stopped when she saw Amara's face. "Where is it?" Amara's voice was deadly quiet. "Where is the house, Mama?" Her mother's face crumpled. She sank onto a stool, her hands covering her face. "Amara, please let me explain." Explain what? That you stole my money, that every photo was a lie." "We didn't steal, we are your family. The money, it went to important things. Your brother's business needed capital, your sister's wedding, your father's medical bills before he died, the farms needed. I sent you £25,000 for a house." Amara was screaming now, tears pouring down her face. "I worked 8 years, 8 years of night shifts and extra hours and going without, for you, for all of you." Grace entered the kitchen, Amara's younger sister, her face hard. "Lower your voice, Amara, the whole village will hear." "I don't care if the whole world hears. Where is my money?" "It's gone," Grace said flatly. "We used it, we needed it. You're in London living your life, forgetting where you came from. We're here suffering every day. You owe us." "I owe you?" Amara couldn't breathe. "I've sent money every single month for 8 years. I've paid for everything, and you dare say I owe you?" Her mother was sobbing now. "It was their idea, the children's idea. They said you have so much in London you can always make more. I didn't want to lie to you, but they convinced me." "So this is my fault?" Amara laughed, a broken, hollow sound. "This is what my family thinks of me, an ATM machine." Her uncle appeared in the doorway, the respected community leader, his face grave. "Amara, this anger is not good for you or the family. Sit down, let's discuss this calmly." "Discuss what? How you all conspired to rob me?" "You're overwrought, understandable after your father's death. Stay with us a few more weeks. Rest, we'll figure this out together." Something in his tone made Amara's skin crawl, but exhaustion was overwhelming her. Grief, betrayal, shock, it was too much. She nodded numbly and let them guide her to her room. That night she woke to voices outside her door, her uncle and her mother speaking in hushed tones. "The Babalawo said it will work," her uncle was saying. 3 weeks of the herbs in her food and she'll be compliant. Forgetful, she'll believe whatever we tell her. She'll go back to London and keep sending money like before." "Are you sure? What if?" "Your brother-in-law in Port Harcourt did this with his daughter last year. She doesn't even remember being angry, trust me." Amara's blood turned to ice. She waited until their footsteps faded, then tried her door. locked from the outside. Panic seized her, she ran to the window bars. She grabbed her phone, gone from where she'd left it charging. She pounded on the door, screaming until her throat was raw. In the morning, her mother's voice came through the door, sickeningly sweet. "Amara, my daughter, you need to calm down, you're being hysterical. This is for your own good. Rest, and later we'll bring you food." "Let me out, this is kidnapping, I'll call the police." "With what phone, my dear? Rest now." Hours crawled by. Amara searched every inch of the room for anything useful. Nothing. The bars on the window were solid, the door was thick wood. She was trapped. When Chidi brought her food that evening, sliding the tray through a slot in the door, she saw her chance. "Chidi, please, you tried to warn me, help me now." His eyes filled with tears. "Sister, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I tried to tell you, but they threatened me. They said if I warned you they'd throw me out, stop paying my school fees. I was scared." "Then help me now, unlock this door." "I can't, they have the key, but sister." He glanced behind him nervously, then whispered rapidly, "They've accessed your UK bank account. They have your documents from your suitcase. They're draining everything. And the Babalawo gave Mama something to put in your food to make you forget, to make you obedient. Don't eat anything. I'll try to help, but I don't know how." He disappeared before she could respond. Amara stared at the food tray with horror. Her own family was trying to drug her, to steal everything she had, to erase her mind and turn her into their personal money source. The next day, Grace visited. Amara's hope flared, surely her sister would help. "Grace, please, this is insane. Let me out and we can talk." Grace's laugh was cold. "Talk about what, Amara? About how you think you're better than us because you went to London. About how you abandoned your family to go live your fancy life while we struggled here in the village. I sent money every month, I sacrificed everything. You sent scraps, you live in London with all that money and you think the little you sent was enough. You owe us everything, Amara. We raised you. We made you who you are, now you need to pay your debt. By drugging me, by stealing from me." Grace's face hardened further. "By remembering your place, you're not special, sister, you're just lucky, and luck runs out." That night, Amara heard shouting in the compound. Through the barred window, she saw Chidi arguing with their uncle. She couldn't hear the words, but the violence in their gestures was clear. The next morning, Chidi was gone. Her mother said he'd gone to stay with relatives in another state. Amara knew better. They sent him away because he was the only one who might help her. 5 days, she'd been locked in for 5 days. She stopped eating their food entirely, surviving on the water from the bathroom tap. Her body was weak, but her mind was sharp with rage and fear. Then came Ngozi. Amara heard whispered voices outside her window late one night. "Amara, Amara, are you there?" She rushed to the window. "Ngozi, oh God, Ngozi, help me." Her childhood friend's face appeared between the bars, shocked. "Jesus, what are they doing to you? I knew something was wrong when I hadn't seen you in days. My cousin, this happened to my cousin last year. Different family, same story. They held her until they could access her money." "Can you call the police?" "I'll do better. There's a village meeting tomorrow. Everyone will be there. I'll create a distraction, get people away from the house. The bathroom window, the bars are looser there. Can you break through?" "I'll break through concrete if I have to." The next afternoon, Amara heard drums and voices gathering for the meeting. True to her word, Ngozi had created chaos, a fake accident that drew everyone's attention to the village square. Amara grabbed the metal chair in her bathroom and swung with everything she had at the window bars. Once, twice, the old cement cracked. Again, her hands bled, but she didn't stop. On the 7th strike, one bar came loose. Then another. She was squeezing through the window when she heard the door burst open behind her. Her uncle's voice roared, "She's escaping." Hands grabbed her legs, pulling her back. She kicked wildly, connecting with something soft. Her uncle grunted in pain and she pulled herself through, falling hard onto the ground outside. She ran, barefoot, bleeding. She ran toward the village square, toward people, toward witnesses. Her uncle caught her at the edge of the compound. His hand closed around her arm, spinning her around. "You ungrateful child, after everything we've done. Everything you've done, you imprisoned me, you tried to drug me. Because you needed to be taught respect. You think you can come here and disrespect your family, expose us, bring shame to us." Then Chidi appeared, breathless, holding his phone high. "It's all recorded, uncle. Everything, your conversation with Mama about the Babalawo. Grace admitting the plan, all of it. I've been recording everything for days. You little, their uncle lunged at Chidi, but Ngozi and several villagers arrived, drawn by the commotion. In the crowd, Amara saw her mother, saw the calculation in her eyes as she realized their secret was exposed. Saw Grace trying to slip away. Saw the neighbors watching with knowing looks, they'd suspected all along. At the police station, the female officer listened to Amara's story with sad, knowing eyes. "You're the fourth this month," she said quietly. "Fourth diaspora child we've had come in with similar stories. It's becoming an epidemic. Families see you as ATM machines, not children. They'll do anything to keep the money flowing." While giving her statement, Amara's phone rang, the UK number of her bank. "Ms. Amara, we flagged several suspicious transactions on your account. Large transfers to Nigerian accounts that didn't match your usual pattern. We've frozen your account pending verification." Amara nearly collapsed with relief. Thank you, those were not authorized, someone stole my information." The money was safe, her bank account was safe, but the damage. The village council meeting was brutal. Elder Okonkwo presided, his face grave as Chidi's recordings played for everyone to hear. Amara's mother wept. Grace stared at the ground. Their uncle tried to defend himself, but the evidence was damning. "This is not our way," Elder Okonkwo declared. "We do not cage our children, we do not poison them, we do not steal from them. You have brought shame to this family and this village." The financial restitution was minimal, they'd already spent most of the money. But the social consequences were devastating. In their tight-knit community, this kind of public shame was a death sentence to their reputation. After the meeting, Amara's mother approached her one last time. Her face was haggard, older somehow. "Amara, I am your mother, you cannot abandon me. We made mistakes, yes, but we are still family. You owe us." "I owe you nothing," Amara said, her voice steady despite the tears streaming down her face. "I gave you everything, my money, my time, my love, my trust, and you betrayed all of it. You're right, you are my mother, that's why this hurts so much, but I'm done, I'm free." She turned to Chidi. "Pack your things, you're coming with me to the city. I'll pay for your university education. You're the only one who showed integrity." 2 weeks later, Amara sat in her London flat, the silence almost peaceful. She changed her number, deleted social media, cut off everyone except Chidi, who was now enrolled in university in Lagos, far from the family. Then the letter arrived, her mother's handwriting on the envelope, inside a single page. "My daughter, I am sick. The doctors say I need treatment. It will cost money. I know you are angry, but I am your mother. Please help me. I am sorry for everything. Send what you can." Amara read it 3 times. She thought about the years of sacrifice, the love she'd had for them, the dreams of that house that never existed, the mother who had tried to drug her own daughter. She walked to the shredder and fed the letter through, watching it turn to confetti. Her phone buzzed, a message from Ngozi. Another family just tried it, the Okoys. Their son came from America, same plan, but he heard about what happened to you. He went straight to the police. You saved him by speaking out. Amara stared at the message, something shifting in her chest. Her pain, her betrayal, it had meaning, it could protect others. She opened her laptop and began to type. "My name is Amara, and I almost lost everything to the people who were supposed to love me most." 3 months later, the diaspora support group she'd founded had 500 members. Stories poured in from London, America, Canada. Children who'd been exploited, manipulated, held hostage by family members who saw them only as sources of money. Her mother sent another letter, then another. Then phone calls from different numbers which Amara blocked. Then relatives trying to reach her through colleagues which she shut down. They called her heartless, cruel, ungrateful. She called herself free. 1 year after her escape, Amara received a call from Elder Okonkwo. "Your mother is in the hospital, she asked for you." "How did you get this number?" "Chidi gave it to me, he thought you should know. I am not asking you to forgive her, Amara. I am not asking you to help financially, I just thought you deserved to know." "Is she dying?" "Not yet, but she is not well." Amara closed her eyes, feeling the old pull, the old guilt, the old programming that said family is everything, that mothers are sacred, that she should forgive and forget. "Thank you for telling me, Elder, but my answer is no. I will not visit, I will not send money. I will not open that door again." "I understand, your father would be proud of you, child. Before he died, he told me he feared what they would do to you. He wanted to protect you but didn't know how. You protected yourself, that takes courage." After hanging up, Amara stood at her window, looking out at the London skyline. Somewhere in Nigeria, her mother lay in a hospital bed, probably still believing that Amara would eventually break, would eventually send money, would eventually be the obedient daughter again. But that daughter was gone, locked away in that room with the barred windows, broken by betrayal and reborn in freedom. Amara picked up her phone and opened the support group chat. 20 new messages from people sharing their stories, asking for advice, thanking her for creating a space where they didn't have to feel guilty for protecting themselves from toxic family. She began to type, "Remember, you are not a bank account, you are not an ATM, you are not an investment to be harvested. You are a person worthy of love without conditions." The words flowed easily now. She had paid the ultimate price for this wisdom, the loss of family, the death of trust, the end of innocence. But from that pain she had built something beautiful, the truth that love without respect is just another form of slavery, and sometimes the most radical act of self-love is simply walking away. Her phone buzzed again. Another letter had arrived at her old address, forwarded by a friend. Her sister Grace, begging for forgiveness and money for her children's school fees. Amara didn't even open it. She learned her lesson in that locked room, with poison in her food and lies on everyone's lips. Some prisons are made of love, some chains are forged by family, and true freedom means having the courage to break free from both, even when it costs you everything you once held dear.